Morning, everybody. It is 8:13 a.m. It is November 27th, one day before Thanksgiving. A couple things going on in the market. We have core PCE this morning, made all-time highs yesterday, and we have tariffs from Trump and Citibank saying that's going to affect earnings. We have, I thought we had a ceasefire, but Joe Biden's talking about a ceasefire with Israel. What else do we have going on this morning? Trying to think. Yeah, SPY made all-time highs yesterday again. So that's what's going on this morning. Bitcoin had a healthy pullback. It's kind of moving up a little bit today. All right, let's get into this. Got a special announcement to make as well. Welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the markets, along with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. All helps me find structure in the markets. That's my edge. It's the way I look at markets. Okay. Every day, I try to do this at 8:10 a.m. if my daughter cooperates. And have a cup of coffee, have a cup of tea, and let me give you your summary. The recap of yesterday, what's going on in the news, economic calendar, upgrades, downgrades, leaders, and laggards. All right, please come join me. And if you can, subscribe and set an alert. Subscribe and set an alert. Now, yesterday, when I was asking everybody, I'm at 199, come on. Well, somehow I got 2 extra subscribers and I made it over 200 at 201. So thank you everybody who subscribed. Thank you to everyone who subscribed, and more to follow, I hope. So that's what's going on. And again, just a big thank you to everybody. That's pretty momentous. I started with like 2. So hope everybody appreciates what I try to bring every day. All right. Now, if you do, enjoy my channel, please smash that like button. That would mean a lot to me. All right. Now, every day, obviously, I try to put uh, risk on or risk off based on the blueprints that I do at 8:30 a.m. the main event, right? And then when the market opens, it's new data that nobody knows yet, right? And then I try to put trades on, right? And then when I put trades on and I feel like they have educational value, I will make a video, a reel, right? And I will share that on my X at Gonzo719. I will put that on my YouTube Shorts, so check that out. And of course, TikTok, Gonzo719 Trader. Okay, please check those out. And if you have a comment or question, please leave it and I will try to answer it, or I will answer, not try to, I will. All right. So, why don't we get right into what's moving markets today? We're going to watch live at 8:30 when core PCE comes out. Okay. So let's see here what's moving markets today. Let's see who the leader is today. It's Ethereum. All right. Up 4.87. Bitcoin's up 3%. Gold's up 1.04. Russell's up 0.73. Crude's up 0.71. 30-year bonds being bought up 0.53. Silver up 0.22. The VIX is up 0.14. The Dow is up 0.08. ES down 0.04. Dollar down 0.08. Nasdaq's down 0.15. 10-year yield is down a percent. Over a percent, 1.09. They had a short little rise yesterday, but the 10-year yield has fallen a little bit again. We'll look at that later. Here's the Mag 7 Plus. Who's leading here? Coinbase, with the Bitcoin leading up here. All right, then followed by Tesla, up 0.53. So Coinbase is up 2.4. Berkshire Hathaway up 0.30. Amazon up 0.28, GE up 0.22, laggard Microsoft down 0.35, AMD down 0.40, Apple down 0.40. They're having some struggles in China. Broadcom down 0.56, and Nvidia down 1.17%. So Nvidia, the weakest stock on the board. All right, they're kind of forming a little base. Just have to see if that holds. Okay, let's go to top sectors. Let's see who's leading here. Uber up 0.91, followed by Walmart up 0.65, followed by Snowflake up 0.44, Goldman Sachs up 0.33, Exxon up 0.28, Morgan Stanley up 0.21. Now, laggard Qualcomm Semi down 0.27, Home Depot down 0.35, and Salesforce down 1.51%. All right, let's move over to the swing trade list. Let's see who's leading there. You got your MicroStrategy. They took a big dip yesterday, but now they're up 6.73%, followed by Bitcoin ETF up 2.4. Marat up 2.88. Moving around, GameStop up 2.28. Baba's up 2%. Supermicro Computers up 1.98, and Riot up 1.79. Hood up 1.73. Abercrombie and Fitch up 1.62. AMC up 1.46. Dick's Sporting Goods up 1.36. Palantir up 1.19. Gold Junior Miners up 1.09, and I think that's Bath and Body Works up 1.08. Now let's look at some laggards here. We do have some. Dell down 12.45%. Workday down 10.91%. Autodesk down 7.69%. CrowdStrike down 1.54%. ARM Semi down 1.37%. Nordstrom down 1.10%. Micron down 0.93%. Taiwan Semis down 0.80. Intel down 0.46. So, what's going on with semis, right? Well, Vivek Ramaswamy, who's good part of Doge, talked about cutting some fat, including the CHIPS Act. Called it kind of fat, and Democrats are seeming to kind of rush this before they get out of office. But he called it like fat or extra. That's not necessary. So that's a negative for semis. So that's why semis most likely are weak. Okay. Moving on to the guts. Let's see what we got going here. Now, real estate leading the pack, up 0.18. Financials up 0.18. Nothing's really up big. Energy up 0.12. The laggards are technology. That's your Nvidia. That's your Apple. That's your Microsoft. Okay. Semis down 0.56. Right. That's your weakness in Nvidia. AMD, Broadcom. Okay. Now, we can move on to the economic calendar here. All right. Today, we have core PCE. Okay. So, core PC, let's see what we're looking at here. Really? It doesn't have, I have to go to the 1 star to get the core PCE. That's annoying. So core PCE, let's see, we're looking at core PCE year over year. Consensus is 2.8. Before it was 2.7, so they're looking for a rise. So headline PCE expecting 2.3, previous 2.1. So they're expecting a rise in core PCE. Also got personal income and spending. Let's go back here. 9:45, we have Chicago PMI, and 10 a.m. pending home sales, and then crude inventories. Initial jobless claims as well. Okay, so a lot of kind of data coming out at 8:30 and 9:45 and 10 a.m. That's the worst. Uh, when you have those times, so it's like 9:30 the market opens, and then at 9:45 you got Chicago PMI, 10 a.m. pending home sales. I have to have something looking stellar at like 9:35 in order to even stick to a trade. Otherwise, I'll just wait for the noise to settle. It's not worth holding a trade. Okay, so that's what's going on uh, there. Let's move on to some news here. So we got HP, Dell weak forecast sparks share sell-off. Doubts over PC market recovery. So shares of Dell and HP fell after the personal computer makers issued forecasts that cast doubt on a market recovery driven by artificial intelligence enabled PCs. Okay. China's state media warned Trump against mutually destructive tariff war. China's state media warned U.S. President-elect Donald Trump his pledge to slap additional tariffs on Chinese goods over fentanyl flows could drag the world's top two economies into a mutually destructive tariff war. CrowdStrike raises annual forecast on steady cybersecurity demand. Cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike raised its annual revenue and profit forecast and beat third quarter revenue on Tuesday, betting on a growing demand for cybersecurity service amid growing online threats. Autodesk beat third quarter revenue estimates, announced new CFO. OpenAI allows employees to sell 1.5 billion stock to SoftBank. All right. We got meanwhile oil rose as investors focused on the upcoming OPEC and meeting where the group could delay a planned increase in oil output. Let's see what else is going on here. Just trying to read if there's anything else here. Looks like we have CrowdStrike, RBC cuts target price to 365. HP Inc., JP Morgan cuts target price to 40. Kohl's, TD Cowen cuts target price to 16. Okay. Let's look at the juice here. I already kind of mentioned the Trump tariffs. I don't think there's much to add here. Let's see here. So here we have Apple facing struggles in China. CEO Tim Cook appeared at the China International Supply Chain Expo in Beijing at the start of the week, using the opportunity to endear himself and by associating his company to the country. China is a key market for Apple and also a major part of the company's supply chain, with the bulk of its devices being assembled in the country. It says Cook's appearance in China comes as Apple grapples with sluggish iPhone sales in the country, as the tech giant struggles with heightened competition from local players, including Huawei. Right? Sales of foreign branded smartphones, including Apple's iPhone in China, fell 44.25% in October year on year. So that's why, most likely, why Apple's down a little bit. Let's see if there's anything that I didn't mention here. I think that's it. All right, let's go to upgrades, downgrades. Let's go to upgrades. Dick's Sporting Goods got an upgrade. Okay, Urban Outfitters upgraded. All right, let's go to downgrades. CrowdStrike got a downgrade. Buy to a hold. Kohl's downgraded 25 to 18. Initiated. Bookings Holdings. Let's see. They got initiated. Jesus, this stock price is ridiculous. 5,850. Initiated outperform. Let's see here. Expedia Group outperform. All right. Price target changes. Let's check those out. Target raise Urban Outfitters. Target raise Victoria's Secret. Let's see here. Kroger target raised. Nordstrom target raised. CrowdStrike target raised. Burlington target raised. A lot of target raises here. Autodesk target raises. Target lowered. Let's see some of those. Kohl's target lowered. Couple target lowered there for Kohl's. Guess target lowered. All right, I think that rounds out that. let's we got news coming out at 8:30, so that's about 2 minutes. That's in 2 minutes. So why don't we go back to the economic calendar? Go back to the one star because that's where they have the core PCE, um, core PCE headline number here. That's the important one. So we'll wait on that. We got about 40 seconds. And we'll go to an hourly chart of the ES. We'll look at that. So let's look at reaction of the news coming out in 5 seconds. Let's see here. Boom, news should be out. And we should be looking at futures, not the SPY here. All right, let's see what we have here. There's a bunch of data coming out, so looks like the market initially is liking it. Just waiting for these numbers to roll. I don't know why it's taking so long here. Come on now. It's so weird that it's taking so long. All right, we're getting spending in here, rolling in here. Let's see here. Oh my God, that's annoying. Why is this taking so long to come in? Well, market's moving up. Not a lot though. All right, I'm gonna see here. We're gonna go right here. That's not showing up here either. Interesting. Let's go back here. I'm just gonna refresh this. That's annoying. It's so interesting that it's not updating yet. Weird. Like I said, market's like moving up, but it's not like going crazy up. That's so weird that it's these important numbers aren't updating. Let me see if the juice has the numbers here. Yeah, if anybody else has these numbers, I don't see them updated. That's weird. Oh, here we go. That's so weird. So I apologize for this. This is like numbers usually come right out. Let's just see. I'm gonna see if the investing.com has this numbers. I mean, it's ridiculous. Let's see here. This is annoying here. Apologize for this. Like I'm just trying to see these PCE. It looks like it came in at 1. 2.5. Okay, here we go. Actual 2.1. If that's the correct number. I apologize. I don't know what is going on here. Interesting. These are, I don't see these numbers coming in. Really weird. All right. I'm gonna hold off until I see those numbers come in because a couple of things I don't see them rolling in. So weird. I don't know what's going on. Just apologize for that. We'll get back to it. For now, even the market hasn't even moved that much. So I'm just gonna go over daily charts, and I apologize because I'm usually these come right out. It's not like you wait. Okay, I'm just gonna go right to SPY. We're gonna talk about the daily charts. Apologize for the pause. It just they I was waiting for them to drop. So weird. All right, we're gonna look at daily charts right now. When they pop up, we'll go right to it. They still have not refreshed. And like I said, the juice is not showing them, and this when the way I look at them is not showing them. Even my other news, where I get news, is not showing them. So I don't know if there's a delay holding them back. Okay, let's look at the daily chart. Yesterday made all-time highs. Okay, yesterday it was kind of like it held the previous day's close, well, in futures the close, and we just kind of like we kind of consolidated for a while and then pushed up, pulled back, pushed up, pulled back, kind of held VWAP all day. Okay, where are we at today? 670. So we're pretty much at the close of yesterday. Okay, let's look at the live look of futures. Now remember, you don't have any resistance here in SPY really. So we haven't made a new all-time high in futures yet. But you can just see the grind, right? Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Finally had a lower low, but then boom, you're right back up. So this is the typical going into Thanksgiving, right? Holding last week's highs. So this is probably in sight's all-time highs. I don't know if it happens today. We just have to see. Okay? And this data still has not come in. Pretty interesting here. Maybe it's delayed or something. Interesting. All right. That's ES. Let's go to the Qs. All right, so the Qs had an inside day. Now remember, Qs has been relatively weaker. I mean, Nvidia was weak yesterday. I mean, it didn't fall out of bed, but it's weak. Okay, so inside day, relatively weaker, not close to all-time highs, right? Where are we now? 508.60, 508.60. We're like in the middle of the range. So horrible. So you're in the middle of this range and you're in the middle of the previous day, right? On Monday. Queuing up for a big move. Inside, right? Let's look at futures. Get a little live look. Now you can just see here, look. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Finally, one day pulled back. And then we're kind of consolidating, making a new balance. Okay, look at where we're holding now. Last week's highs. See how it's holding last week's highs today? Right here. And this is a daily chart, and there's multiple hours that have been. But we can just go to the hourly chart so I can show you. We'll see it later, but look at this level. Last week's highs. Look at that. Support, support, support. And now you're kind of selling a little bit here, but we have to see, right? So, typical holiday grind up, basically. Okay, let's go move on to the triple-headed monster. Triple-headed monster. In those yields. So remember, I keep talking about that resistance, right? That resistance of 4.47 yield. Remember, it was just hitting its head, hitting its head. And now, yeah, tried a little something yesterday, but look, all we need to do is test this 200 day, and we could start to fall. Now, FOMC minutes came out yesterday, and they just really talked about they understand inflation's taking a little longer, could take longer than they wanted. Uh, they said they could accelerate rate cuts if the unemployment gets out of hand. Typical stuff that they talk about. Let's look at the dollar. And Trump with these tariffs. Now, the dollar today is pulling back, right? Pulling back. So we just have to see, okay? And we look at that fear gauge. That's a good old VIX. And the VIX has no fear. We're down here at a 14 VIX. There's just no fear in these markets. Hence, probably going to melt up probably to the end of the year. Okay? Good old Santa Claus might be coming to town again. Okay? This is typically what happens. All right, that's your triple-headed monster. Let's move on to the main event. Okay? Now, I'm not expecting much fireworks today. The volume finally, yesterday the volume actually wasn't that bad. Today's volume's a little worse. Okay, and I expect probably the afternoon of today to be even worse because tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Okay, so let's move on to the main event. I still don't see this data updated. Did it finally update? Let's see here. I don't see it. Wow, what the heck is going on here? It's crazy. All right. Like I said, if anybody sees where these were, the data's being delayed somehow. All right, let's move on here. Oop. All right, now we're going to look at the ES. All right, we can expand this. All righty. So, a couple things, all right, that we can go over. Okay, so let's go over what happened yesterday. So you can see in the overnight we dipped down, right? Hit this demand and had demand here. And look what happened. He opened up, pushed up, and kind of pulled back right into this demand. You see that basically tipped its toe right in this demand. And then we kind of grind it for a while before finally moving up, closing up here. And you notice what happened? We held this level, the most traded price of the month, 60.15. Okay, now wait a minute. I could be lying to you now. Hold on. That price is 60. It's changed now. It's 60.23, the most traded price of the month. Okay, moved up a little bit. So, I mean, it was down here. I moved it actually. So it was here. So it actually held this yesterday, but now that level has moved higher. Okay? So that's what happened yesterday. Not not expected. And it stinks too because I had a plan and I was looking to get long here. But the market was so mixed that I was like, you know what? I would normally get long there, but the market was so mixed. Nvidia was weak. Would it have worked? Yes. What is it? Was it a quality setup? I don't think so. Sometimes a trade that doesn't look great works out, right? So now you could see here we got profile here, we got distribution here, distribution here, distribution here, right? Value area is here, actually here to here. Price is above most traded price of the month and the most traded price of the week. So we're just bullish. I mean, there's really nothing to say. It's bullish. Now, you can see, give me 1 second here. All right, you can see, what are we doing today? Here's yesterday's highs, yesterday's lows. Here's the overnight lows, overnight highs. And that overnight high is poor or weak, right? And price is right here at 60.37. So you're in the middle of the overnight. You hit supply, so there's supply in here. Okay? And we're kind of lollygagging. Now, could be because of that PCE that I don't see come out. I don't know if that's been delayed. But we have to work off what we have, right? So some key levels, obviously the 60.44 to 60.47 is a weak high now. Okay, that's a weak high. It could be broken. Sellers want to defend it. Bulls want to break it. Now, we do have a weak low here. Now, it's all about the overnight session right now. 60.27 was the most traded price of yesterday. Okay. Well, it happens to line up with the overnight low, and it happens to line up with the most traded price of the month. So just bulls wanted to stay above that level. That's all. You want to stay above that level. So above this level, you got to be bullish, right? Especially going into the Thanksgiving. Like I keep saying, the options market is bullish. You don't see much lower price activity, and we're in positive gamma, so that's buy the dips and sell the rips. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at here. Trying to see if there's any other levels we can talk about. Not really. Then really this area is very key. 60.23. It's also 60.18 is the value area low from yesterday. Remember, value area is 70% of the trade from yesterday's session. So this is the value area low. If we pull back here, that's probably a buy. Not gonna lie. Okay. I'm gonna go straight for it and start scenarios because I think it's pretty easy. I mean, I think you have to lean on the long side here today. Okay. Remember, this area is the area the bulls want to defend. In this area, bulls want to break, right? So the 60.27 to about 60.18 area is where you want to see bulls get active. Okay, so what I'd like to see, even if it push up into supply, you come down. What does it do around this level? If it holds lower high, you're going to try to break out the 60.44 to 60.47, hit the end of this supply, and see if we can go higher. Now this supply zone, let's just get rid of it. It's an extra one. I'm just going to get rid of it because it doesn't need to be there. There's no resistance above here, and we can melt up there. Now, of course, I want to see this level defended, right? Even if we did dip below this level and quickly hit into this demand zone, right? But then we started to pop back up, same thing. But I like the defense of this level first. That's really what I'm looking at, okay? Nothing too crazy. Now, on the supply side, okay, I would definitely rather be long today. All-time highs, I think all-time highs is around 60.53, okay? So this is the last line of defense here. So if you did come up here and maybe tap that lower high, I think you could get something down to here. If you broke that, you go into this demand. I don't see too much there for the sellers. Maybe ultimately you can go down to here, but I think this is highly unlikely. But I have to put it there. All right, that's all I really see for selling. Okay, let's go to the Nasdaq. And remember, Nasdaq is relatively weaker. You can just see, really can see this concentration here. It's not the same structure at all. Look at this balance. It's still in balance. Okay, still in balance. Look at this. You have, it's all about this overnight session and yesterday's session. Now look at these levels. Remember I talked about last week's highs, right? That is 20907 right here, right? So that's the orange level here. Notice how this level has been yesterday's lows and the overnight lows. So that 209, okay, is very important, and you got a demand zone here. Same thing with the overnight highs from 210.22 to 210.19. That's weak highs with single prints above. That's really all it's about today in the Nasdaq. That's really what it's about. Very simple. You either break out of those or you hold it. Okay? And this level is very powerful, this 209, because it's last week's highs. So everybody knows that. I mean, why is it being support here? I mean, you know that. So it's a very key level with a demand zone. So I'm going to be watching that. All right, and then this area right here. So that's really very simple, and we go right into the scenarios. Okay, right into the scenarios. And we go with the bull, and this is so simple today. 209 and demand. You can't get any more simple than this. What do we do when we come here? Now remember, this is an area with demand. So even if we came down here, man, you could definitely just literally go right there and whoop, or it turns into a bear trap where you think, uh-oh, and then you pull back and then you go back up, right? And then you want to break the 210.19. And you have single print still above here, but it's supply. But if you get cooking, you can possibly go up to this level. All right, that's about 210. Can't read that number. About 210.81. Okay. Now, something special. You have supply. You have a lot of overhead supply in the Nasdaq. You can go up to this 212 most traded price of the month, but it's just relatively weak, right? Nvidia is still weak. Okay, it's kind of an anchor. Now, as far as the bear, what do they want to defend? 210.20. They want to break 209. Okay, same thing here. Now look at this. You're just at a horrible place. Okay, you're at the midpoint of yesterday's session and the overnight. So this is like a no man's chop zone. You only want to play edges. So all I care about what we do when we come into supply and this week high. What do we do? If sellers get defended, you're probably going to go back to the bottom here. Okay, and see if you can break 209 and see if you can touch the most traded price of the week, 208.40. That's it. Break that. Maybe you go down to 206.50. Like I said, I'm not sure about that. Okay, that's about it. I'm going to keep it short and sweet today. That will be it. Everybody, I wish everybody to have a good Thanksgiving and the rest of the week. I know we have a half day trading session on Friday, I believe. I'm not going to trade that day. I think it'll be low quality. So I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I want to thank everybody um, that made me get 201 subscribers. Like I said, I started with none maybe a year and a half ago, maybe even a little longer. I can't remember, but that's pretty cool. Obviously, not all 200 people still like watch every day, but I appreciate everybody who did. All right, please continue to support my channel. I'm trying to grow this thing. All right, so please, if you enjoyed it, smash the like button. That'd be much appreciated. And continue to join me every day at 8, 10 a.m. and let your boy tell you what's going on in the market, the story, the recap, the news, everything that's going on with the market. I give you long and trade short scenarios. And of course, I give you trading videos on my YouTube shorts, right? And also on X at Gonzo719. Again, my YouTube shorts, please check it out. And TikTok, Gonzo719 Trader. Now, I owe a video, all right? A video from Monday. I'm going to probably make that either today, most likely maybe today, or Friday. I'll drop that video. Please check it out. We have our plan today. I'm not expecting much. I really do like the NASDAQ because it's such a simple levels to look at. So that's what I'll be really looking at. And expect a melt up. Okay? Expect a melt up. All right. Everybody have a great Thanksgiving. And I'll see everybody the following Monday. All right? Take it easy, everybody.